Hello, folks. Welcome to the series named The Placement Guide, where we help students to know about the hiring processes of their dream companies. Today, we have a very special guest amongst us whose name is Sanskriti Pandey. She had studied from SRCC and did an internship in Dabur. She is a CA finalist and currently working in Grant Thornton as an audit analyst. She is also a content creator with 28K plus followers on LinkedIn and got selected into the LinkedIn Creators Accelerator program 2022. Thank you so much, Sanskriti, for accepting our invitation and coming up to the show.
I'm really grateful to be here. Thanks for inviting me. It really means a lot.
Before we start, do like and share this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe the channel for more such videos. Let's deep dive into your journey, Sanskriti. How was your overall experience at SRCC and how did you develop interest in content creation?
Okay. So SRCC is not just a college for me. It's an emotion. I mean, I believe I owe my whole life to SRCC. Be it LinkedIn, be it my current job, everything I got it from SRCC. So when you're a commerce student now, you think about what's the best you can do. Of course, like you are from science stream, you got into IIT. So IIT must be your dream, right? So likewise, SRCC was mine. And it really stings to know that if I would have just scored a mark less, I wouldn't have gotten into this great college. So SRCC was my dream, and it was everything that was promised. I mean, the exposure I got, the professors, the studies, the environment, everything was so awesome. I mean, the professors who actually were teaching there, they were the original authors of the books the whole Delhi University was studying from. So actually, the teachers were like, teaching from their own book. So it was such an amazing experience, and there were people across the country. I mean, yes, if you are a commerce student and you come up in top 1%, definitely you'll find your place in SRCC. So it was such an overwhelming crowd with everyone there. Everyone was a topper. You might know the feeling since you're in IIT as well. So it was superb. And plus, the best thing about SRCC was it wasn't just about studies. It was about everything else that you can think of. The exposure, the personality development thing, the grooming, your, your introduction to the outside world, the corporate world, be it the corporate world or just the event management. There are so many societies which help you to groom and to learn in various aspects, be it marketing society, commerce society, and whatnot. Even the fashion society is there. So whatever you have in mind, just go for it. So yes, SRCC was amazing.
Yeah, really great experience. And that's why people often say that college life is one of the most entertaining and important phase of anyone's life. And all these people always miss their college life once they got graduated. And
Absolutely.
definitely SRCC is a very great place. And as you told, it would be a very nice experience to study from the books that the professors themselves written instead of just using books from foreign authors.
Correct.
Really great
Absolutely.
experience. And how did you develop interest in content creation?
Okay. So I never aimed for content creation, I never aimed to be a content creator. It just happened organically. So last year, basically I joined LinkedIn 2 years back. But what happened last year in March, April was I was just, let's say, bored. So I just started writing on LinkedIn, and I guess I posted something about a vacancy or something that my firm was hiring. And by its virtue, I got like 2K followers. So I realized, okay, fine, now I have 2K followers whom I can talk to. And I really didn't know about the LinkedIn's algorithm, right? in Instagram, if you're following someone, you'll definitely see their post, right? But it's not in LinkedIn. But still, I was like, okay, fine. I have a family of 2K people. Let's write because I never was into writing, never. But I just started to write my whatever thoughts that came to mind or whatever opinion I wanted to share. And it just, I went with the flow. And a year later, I was applying for LinkedIn's Creator Accelerator program, and I already had over like 22K followers. And now I have over 28K, and the world has changed. I don't know what's happening. It's crazy. So, yeah, this is something people say now the best things happen unplanned. So, this is something like that.
Yeah, most of the times in our lives, when we usually aim for something, we ultimately couldn't achieve. But when we simply do it without targeting any outcome, then we eventually achieve it, and it becomes really a great experience.
Absolutely.
So, how do you think the scope of content creators and the creators economy in our country?
Well, seeing actually whatever is happening, I believe it's gonna be one of the biggest industries, because see, content creation is for people who can't make it to Bollywood, right? So basically, there are people who make it to Bollywood and are famous and are doing films and stuff. But what about others? So every other person is not that lucky. So they are finding their way in the content creation industry. And it's superb because it doesn't put a limit on your reach, right? I mean, if you know that you have a good content and people would like it, so they would like it. And it will be engaged with, and you'll eventually prosper. So I love this about content creation and definitely seeing the amount of people who are trying to invest in this and who are jumping into this, it's going to be a huge economy. And I know it's going to be a definite subject, in a few years where people would actually study about it. Right now, it's just hazy, it's haphazard. People are just doing whatever they want to. People are trying to organize it. There's some organizations who are trying to organize it and make use of it. But I know it's going to be something much bigger in coming years.
Yeah, very true. Content creation is a great way to connect with other like-minded people and share one's thoughts.
Absolutely.
Can you tell something about your internship experience at Dabur?
Okay, so I interned at Dabur like 3, 4 years ago, right? So it was in the finance sector, and it was pretty cool. I mean, for the first time, I was actually getting to know that how a proper, consumer industry, consumer factory, or an organization in consumer industry works for the first time from my eyes. The channels, the distribution channels, the products, and everything. The main Dabur is a huge brand, right? So there are so many products, and how everything is made, or maybe the process, how it's manufactured, how it's advertised, everything. I had the opportunity to have a look into everything, and it was super cool. Just one thing I didn't like about it was I was the only female person in the finance zone. The level above, there was like this HR department and it was filled with women. And in the finance department, I was the only one. So that really stings a bit, but okay, never mind.
Yeah, it would definitely be a great learning experience to know about the supply chain and the other manufacturing processes of Dabur, which is one of the leading consumer companies in our country.
Absolutely.
What does Grant Thornton do?
Okay. So people who are in commerce industry know this, but for the general public, uh, Grant Thornton is a firm, is an accounting slash auditing slash many other purposes firm. So I am a CA finalist. Basically, I'm pursuing my chartered accountancy. So the chartered accountancy curriculum, basically, what does CA do, right? A CA can take a job in an industry, but there are many other many, I would say, profiles of a profession that require forms to be formulated. So I am in an accounting firm plus an auditing firm, and I'm working as an audit analyst. Basically, we are the people who actually check the balance sheets. Balance sheets are like statement of financials, uh, how a company is performing, what's the profit, what's the capital invested, and so many technical jargon terms that commerce people can relate to. But overall, what a company is doing, is it even justifying the money others are investing in it, right? So we are the ones who check, like as if they are doing their job correctly and they're presenting all the values correctly or not. So this is one of the verticals that I work into, and we have multidisciplinary firms. So like Grant Thornton has many verticals. I can't name every, but yes, you'll find auditing, you'll find HR, you'll find transfer pricing, you'll find many other things. So yes, it's a one of the biggest firms across the world, and I'm here in the Grant Thornton Bharat LLP vertical.
Yeah, I can completely relate with that because for the last 2 years, I have been investing in various financial markets, and I usually
Yeah,
go through the balance sheet of different companies and trying to analyze it and to get some insights through it. So I think people in
right.
Grant Thornton and other organizations played a very key role in developing or in
Absolutely.
finding
They
different things
vouch.
in the
Correct.
balance
They
sheet.
vouch basically the financials that you see, the balance sheet that you go through are correct or not. So that's my job, but yes.
And what was the shortlisting process at Grant Thornton, and how is your overall experience there?
Okay, so what happened? Grant Thornton is one of the biggest firms. Okay, so if you're a person chartered accountancy, you usually there's a 3-year mandatory training that you have to undergo. That's named articleship. Okay, and every person who's a CA aspirant aims for big firms basically, and there are like 6 big firms in our industry. Grant Thornton is one of them. So what happened with me was Grant Thornton came to my college. In fact, every big firm came to my college because SRCC is the main name. And I believe it's the only college where every big firm actually comes and hires. So they came, it was a campus placement. So first was a group discussion, second was an HR round, third was a technical round, and fourth was a partner round. So in firms now, when I say a firm, it means a partnership firm. Partners, they are like partners at the apex of the organization. They are not shareholders or board of directors, no. It's the partners. So whenever they are hiring now, in the fourth level, partners come. Any of the partners would come and they would take your interview. So there were 4 levels, as I said. First, group discussion. Second, an HR round. Third, technical round. It can be clubbed too, HR and technical. And fourth would be the partner round. So this is how it happened. But before that, in many other firms, they take a test. It's an automated test that you have to give. Basically, it involves logical reasoning and stuff like that, along with a minute share of our auditing and accounting knowledge. So it's actually a preliminary test that disqualifies many people. So if you pass that, then only you get a call from the firm. So this is what usually the accounting big five, big six firms hiring processes. And if you talk about my experience at Grant Thornton, it has been amazing. I mean, I'm someone now who gets inspired, or I would say impressed by anonymity or corporate culture kind of stuff, where everything is so disciplined and organized and a little sophistication. And people are all well dressed. The ambience is like spot clean, and they have various coffee machines and stuff like that. In working in that workplace is something I always want to. So Grant Thornton exactly that workplace. We have like rules and procedures for everything. There's so many automated trainings and different departments to handle everything. It's a very huge organization. So I like this culture a lot. Plus, the work culture is super cool. We have like different teams, and since I'm in auditing, I get to switch teams too. So it's not really up to me. But of course, if I can push, I can get it. But it usually happens that your clients change, keep changing. So it's a pretty cool, like it's a pretty cool environment to work in because the peers are cool, the seniors are cool, and we don't have to call people seniors so and ma'am and stuff like that. Everything seems at par and everyone values you. And since everyone is usually a chartered accountant, so obviously they are very well educated. So, when you are working amongst people who are very well educated, their mind and their thoughts are not usually like-minded, but then there's so much logic into it. So it's very good. It's very good for learning, I would say. So I love at GP.
Yeah, since the work culture is really great at Grant Thornton and really friendly and flexible, and also like
No,
a
it's not flexible. Like if you talk about the working hours and some stringent lines, it's not that flexible. I mean, we do work like for hours and hours, but then there are days when we just work. It's not. So, but ठीक है, it gets balanced. So it's not that flexible, but yeah.
and peer learning would also be really great by discussing with other team members and other seniors and other department people. So, what are the biggest challenges did you experienced as a content creator till now?
Okay, so as a content creator, one thing I've experienced is it's a problem. It's plagiarism. People copy your content so quickly. I mean, in the blink of an eye. And usually you don't even get to know. Some other people from whom you don't even know what text to see, your post was copied in this way. And it's actually not good because we work so hard to produce the content we upload. I mean, everything is so original and authentic. Then everyone else would just give it a name. And even if we call them out, they'll just, write hashtag copied. Who cares? I mean, who's gonna read that one word? So that's one problem that I face. Second is the time. I mean, I'm a CA finalist. I have my finals due in November. I have to study a lot. I mean, ideally, I'm on leave. I'm on study leave right now from my office, and I should be studying for at least 10 to 12 hours per day. But I can't because this content creation needs a huge deal of time and efforts. I mean, every single editing, every single shooting. I mean, since I'm new to this video and stuff, but since my program, the LinkedIn Accelerator program requires us to make videos, I'm diving into it. But of course, नहीं आ रहा, shoot नहीं हो रहा, ढंग से नहीं हो रहा, the quality is not, angle ठीक नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. I'm like, बस हो जाए shoot. And since we are not experts in the field, बहुत time लगता है इसमें. The time is the main thing. And so, until unless you're a full-time content creator, which usually people are not, they always have a profession. It's very hard to balance. It's very hard. So that's the most important problem that we need to deal with, but we can't. There's just no way out.
Yeah, I can also completely understand this. I started few months ago as a content creator on LinkedIn, but I was there actively learning for the last 2 years. And
Mhm.
definitely plagiarism is a very big thing, and it feels really sad when we put so much efforts and write some post and some other people just copied it, or even after copying it, they just wrote at the end credit this person, which most people don't even see
Didn't
that.
read.
So that's a
Absolutely.
really big issue. And also time management is really difficult. I often told my friends and my brother that it should be done as a full-time job because it's very difficult to manage
Same.
college, internship, and content creation and so many other stuffs.
Absolutely. But then, if I talk about us, we are like in the prime age, right? So, if you don't hustle now, when would we hustle, right? So, at least we should not be complaining about it. Yes, there are so many others who should, but then I have my exam, so I know I need to clear my chartered accountancy first. So, yes, we can, but then we are capable to manage everything. So, fingers crossed, we'll manage everything. You'll manage everything, don't worry.
Yeah, it's definitely doable and it's challenging. That's why it has its own merits and other things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So according to you, which is the most important skill as a content creator?
Okay, that's a very cool question. If you are a content creator, the most important thing is to be authentic and original. Definitely make sure your content is original. Don't steal someone else's idea. Write what you know, preach what you practice, practice what you preach, and produce what's actually inspired by your own experiences or by your own learnings. Manufacture things. Don't copy and paste. That is one thing. And you know what? People are not fools, right? People do judge if it's your own idea or not. If it won't be, people would just, ghost you. They won't engage with your posts ever, even if you eventually, start producing original content. So originality and authenticity is the main thing that every creator should follow. And the other things include relevance and relatability that I always say. Your content needs to be relevant and relatable no matter what. I mean, whatever you're posting should add value to someone's life, definitely. And if it's not adding value, at least make it worthwhile that the person is actually smiling maybe after reading it. It should just add value in some way or the other. Plus, it should be relatable. Only if a person who's reading my content would find my content relatable, then only he'll engage with me, and then only when he'll actually start reading my content a little more, or maybe just twice or thrice, if he'll find it more engaging, more relatable, more authentic, he'll feel comfortable around my content, and then he'll turn into a full-time reader. So there's a process. You'll have to gain people's trust. So I believe, yes, these are the most important qualities one should think, should exhibit. One content creator definitely should exhibit.
Yeah, gaining trust is really very important, along with adding value to the viewers' time.
Absolutely.
How did you deal with the tough situations? Like there might have happened sometimes when you put in a lot of efforts and posted some contents, but very few people showed any engagements or liked or comments. So, like, how should a new content creator deal with this type of situations?
Happened yesterday. So, okay, so if you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll get to know that I always talk about how you should improve your communication skills and English speaking skills and stuff like that. And I, for change, posted something in Hindi, absolute Hindi. And I was surprised to know people didn't engage with it. I mean, I just checked before the video, it got just 77 likes. It's like the lowest engagement ever. So, and I actually did put in efforts because Hindi is something when हिंदी हम बोलते जरूर हैं, ठीक है, बट जब प्रोफेशनली आप लिखने जाते हो ना, it's not easy. Plus translating it, like words are mine. I get it, but I can write na AP up. That's our habit on WhatsApp and everything. But na usse aap in as in Hindi wala aap likhna, and then as to like type every single word like that. It took so much time and efforts, and yet that's the engagement I got. So I would just say, yes, I know it hurts. It really hurts, but then there's nothing you can do about it, right? So you just need to analyze if that's the correct content for your audience or not. Maybe I won't post in Hindi, or maybe I'll just follow the English route, right? Because now I know my audience is not into Hindi, or maybe they won't like me writing in Hindi because they're so used to me writing in English. So this is what every content creator should do. If a post is not performing, you need to go back and analyze what are the reasons. Or maybe you need to interest like, okay, what did you do? What did you do wrong? Or maybe what your audience want. Or maybe just go and ask one of two people, right, in your follow list that you didn't like, or maybe you always know, if you're a content creator, you always know some people who genuinely and always like your content, right? So you can just go to them and ask them, what did you feel about this? Do you think it's okay if I post in Hindi or something like that? So they would tell you honest answers because there's nothing you are going to benefit from them or they're going to benefit from you. But If they're engaging in your posts, that means they actually are driving value. So they would definitely help you to improve. So what you need to do is analyze. But if you can't get the answer, just forget it. It's okay. Maybe it was a circumstantial thing, and maybe it will perform better the next time. So at least try twice or thrice if you're working on like a particular type of content. If it doesn't work the first time, try second, try thrice. I would say three times, put a cap on it. But if it still doesn't work like that, leave it. Maybe it's just not your thing, or maybe it's just not the thing for your audience. Maybe you're perfectly good at it, but there are no people to consume the content. So what's the point, right? Because you know what your niche is and what your content, what your audience wants. So that's what you can do.
Yeah, completely agree. Even I usually do is that every Sunday I try some new things to experiment on LinkedIn to see what works and what doesn't. And like most of the times I see they didn't like my experimentation. But through
Okay.
that only one can know their strengths, weaknesses, and as you told, we get to know many feedbacks, and eventually one can improve much more in that manner.
Absolutely. Okay, question. You post on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, don't. Sundays are usually family time, and people maybe like in the morning they just pick up their phone, and if they're actually habitual to LinkedIn, then only they'll go to LinkedIn. Otherwise, they'll just stick to WhatsApp and they won't check LinkedIn. And for others, it's the time, it's the only day of the week they can sleep or they can spend time with the family. They won't check LinkedIn. So Sunday, until and unless it's absolutely necessary, don't post. Change your date. Maybe shift to midweek, Wednesday, Thursday. Everyone is like in the hustle and in the mid of the week, and everyone goes through LinkedIn. It's a routine. So switch to Wednesday or Thursdays. Even
Yeah,
Tuesday. Works.
yeah, I hope it will definitely help. Understanding psychology also plays a very key role in LinkedIn
Absolutely.
and as a content creator.
See, at the bottom of the line, you're creating something for humans, right? So human psychology is definitely gonna got involved. So please keep, yeah, it would work. Try, maybe it helps.
How one can do effective networking on social media forums, according to you?
Effective networking. Okay, I believe that's a part I little lack on. See, I'll tell you. At the start, when I said now I had 2K followers, I never really sent out connection requests. I mean, when I started creating content now, I was like, if anyone is interested in my content, they can come and send requests to me. And I have rarely sent out requests. Maybe there are so many people, right? Those so many content creators too, who create fabulous content. So I remember following them. I remember sending out personalized invites or connection requests. But generally, just maybe a colleague, if he's working out with me, maybe I won't. So networking is something. See, I don't mix up content creation and networking, honestly, at this stage. I will when I'll get into business and I'll need leads and stuff like that. When I'll need my own customers, then definitely I'll dive into networking. But right now, I'm just focusing on content creation and the number of followers and engagements I can get. So because I know now, even if I do network and someone offers me opportunity, I had to turn down so many opportunities just because I'm stuck here. I'm not a qualified chartered accountant. I'm yet to appear for my finals and I can't pursue any other opportunity. So I'd say I'm a little scared to network you because what will be the point? What if I do talk to someone and he's very ready to offer me an opportunity now, but then I say no to their face? What's the point, right? So that's something I would say. Right now, I can't. Maybe if you'll ask me a year later, yes, maybe I can give some tips and tricks how to network. But right now, I don't think I'm capable enough to comment.
What was the shortlisting process for LinkedIn Creators Accelerator Program 2022?
Okay. So this was the first ever program, and I don't know why people say they didn't know about it, but I remember whenever I used to open LinkedIn in January, back in January, February, that was everything that I could see. Like, it was everything. It was everywhere. Every single ad was about LinkedIn Creators Accelerator program. It had pop-ups, it had everything. They were advertised so heavily. I don't know why people say that they didn't even see it. Anyway, so what happened was that the applications were rolled out in January or February, and we were supposed to submit them by March. And the application was an extensive one, basically starting from our, main details, then going into sending links of our top favorite or top three LinkedIn posts, plus filling 100 essays. I mean, so many questions and so many answers we had to write. What do you think your audience expects? What do you think? What content you would be creating? If we do select you, how would you add value to your audience? And what's your perspective of content creation? How do you create content? And since they are promoting video stuff too, so they even asked us to submit a video message to them. So it was a very extensive application, and we submitted it and we waited for 2 months. No idea how or on what basis they shortlisted people, but yes, that application was very, very extensive. And if you actually worked well on it, yeah, it might have worked for you. But then I have read a few applications which were not selected and they were incredible. They were incredible. And it's not, I don't know why they were not selected. Then some people said maybe the followers were a factor, but they are not, because I even know a content creator who has like 1,000 followers. 1,000 followers, that's it. And he got selected. So really don't know what was the shortlisting criteria, but we worked very hard, and maybe they just spent months analyzing what our, profile looked like, what value we were adding to the audience, and then they shortlisted.
Congratulations for getting into the program.
Thank you.
I think a lot of people might have missed to know about it, maybe because they develop the habit of ignoring different ads and other things,
So
because
maybe.
most of the ads are usually not that informative or helpful, or
True.
even
Um,
they might not, even those who've seen it, they might not have thought to open it and to know more about it, like what the program is
Maybe.
exactly.
Honestly, I'll tell you, people must have just ignored it. Ki, hoga kuch. But then now, when the trend it started trending crazily, and the participants were announced and stuff like that, people were, I would say, surprised. They were stunned. Like, what? What did we miss out? There are so many content creators who actually texted me personally, and they were like, "Hey, how to get into the program, or when were the applications out and stuff like that." I was like, "I told you about it. I spotted it for you. I told you in February that, see, this is something happening. I'm applying. Are you applying or not?" And you ignored. But yeah, this is something really worth, and it has got many benefits. So yeah, I'm really glad, because I've taken a huge risk by opting for it just before my exams. And everyone says that if you are pursuing CA, you just lock yourselves in a room and just study and study and study for months. And I'm doing this. So I really don't know how it will turn out to be for my CA course, but fine. It was worth it.
Yeah, that's why there's a popular saying that when opportunity knocks one's door, one should be aware of that, and one should capitulate on it instead of ignoring it.
Sorry. It doesn't knock twice, correct?
Can you share your experiences after getting selected into the LinkedIn Creators Accelerator program?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a cohort of 200 people. And 200 people, like amazing 200 people. I mean, they are so pros in their own fields, and they're like adding value to society in so many huge ways. I mean, I'm loving it. So I have like my personal favorites too. So this is a powerful group where we actually we have met a few times too. So officially, unofficially. And I just know that we have these three, four WhatsApp groups. Okay. And it's never without a message. I mean, even in a minute, if I'll just pick up my phone, there would be a message in it. Why? Because people are so much into content creation. They're just posting what they posted. What do they think about? They're discussing. I mean, sometimes it's like 1,000 messages. Why? Because people are just discussing how to, help someone. Someone posted a problem and they'll be like, wait, do this, do that. Or maybe that won't work. Or maybe try this. Or maybe this. Okay, so this is the best time to post. Well, I should try this. Oh, how did you make a video? Oh, use this app. They're so helpful, so engaging, and like ideas are flowing in through from 200 minds, and it's going amazing. People are benefiting it from it so much, everyone, because now there are so few people who actually knew each other before this. So okay, fine, I'm also a creator, they must be a creator too, but we don't know. So now we know, okay, fine, there's so many people with these many followers, they are working on content creation for like 7 8 years, 10 years, 20 years. And there are people aged 50 to people aged 20. I mean, it's amazing. It's a diversified group, and with every single topic that you can think of, they're working on it. Take it fintech, take it personal branding, take it communication, life lessons, stuff like that, which I make, and take it like maybe sustainable environment. So there's so many topics, so many, food for thought, I would say. There's so many experiences involved, so many information to be consumed, and so much relevance relevancy, I would say, in the group, that everything you they post, it's like, okay, fine, that would benefit. That would really be beneficial for me too. So it's really super. So it's been great. And we all now get to know, since we now follow each other. Almost every 200 people follow each other. And we have had sessions. There are so many sessions organized by LinkedIn themselves. So we have like dedicated content managers. We discuss with them. And there's so many sessions. For example, we have one with Ankur Bariku tomorrow. So he'll tell, we had one with Nasir for Yas Academy, right? So it's awesome. People are just sharing their experiences and they're telling you how to prosper like them. So it's very, very good, you know. It's a very healthy environment, I would say. And people are actually not competing. Okay, she posted a video, she got 400 likes. I posted a video, I got 20 likes. People are not comparing. I mean, if I take my video, I posted one and it got over 450 likes. But there are people who actually put in efforts and just got 50 likes. But no grudges, no, competitions, just a healthy setup where everyone is just helping each other because they know they all have one, I would say. So it's okay. We'll just help each other. That's the concept. And everyone, I mean, what mic to buy or what to stand to buy, everything was suggested to me by a fellow creator. So everyone is like with a very good mindset here. So
Yeah,
it's great.
seems really amazing experience to connect with very diversified and helpful people. And
Absolutely.
definitely, collaboration is much more important than competition. And a lot of time in our
Yeah. We
younger
are collaborating
days
too.
went into competition when people are into the school days and in the college days.
Absolutely.
So, according to you, what are the most common mistakes new people do in their content creation journey?
Okay, now that's a subjective question. People believe different things. What I would say is that when they start, creating content and they start showing off, basically, even if they achieve. See, there's a difference between celebrating and showing off. So there are some people who are actually showing off that, okay, fine, now I got so many followers. People used to think about me like this earlier. Now they're thinking about this. What do you think I should do about them? I mean, there is a question of concept. So some people get egoistic, but some people genuinely celebrate, are grateful that they got so many followers, and there's a difference. So I can't name I can't name creators, but this is something they're doing, and it's very, very pathetic because people like me who are like conscious driven now, they spot it from a mile away, and we'll be like, never. That's something that's a person I'm never gonna collaborate with. I know today. So this the egoistic part is not good. I mean, you are gaining followers. That's awesome. That you can celebrate it. You can tell it to world, but you can't boast about it, right? You don't need to be egoistic and belittle other people just because you are at it now this high. You can't just, offend people just because when you were not, they didn't give heed to you or just offend them in any way. You can't. You need to be down to earth. You should be grateful that you now gain followers and now they're listening to you. They're also actually great people in their own fields, right? So if they didn't listen to you back then, because yes, their time is precious. And yes, if you were not that capable back then, but now you are. So there's no, there should not be any grudge about it. But there are so many people who hold grudges because people who are seniors to them, they don't give heed to them. So that's the one mistake many content creators commit. So you just don't need to let that success get into your head. That's one thing I would say.
Yeah, very true. Developing gratefulness, humility, and respecting others is really very important thing everyone should always do.
Absolutely.
So, how do you build a good community in your content creation journey?
Okay, so now I would say, see, right now it depends on different platforms. Okay, see, usually you don't have command over who is subscribing to your channel or who is following you, right? So it's not a matter about how to create a community you like because it's never in your control. But yes, what is in your control is to what people you follow or you connect with it. So I believe that's the only part you have a control on. And of course, you can't just now go through your follow list. Oh, I don't like this person. Throw him away. No, he put effort. He actually followed you. So maybe you just can't be, face front to them. Yeah, nah, nah, तू नहीं मेरा follower हो सकता. So that's something you can't. But yes, you can work on whom to connect and what to follow. And that's why you can build a community where you are a content consumer, but not a content creator. So that's the community you can focus on.
Can you tell about the importance of soft skills and how one can improve it?
That's the thing I work on like 24/7. That's the one thing, my whole sole purpose where I work on, and I want people to get better on. So see, I'll tell you. Nowadays now, it's very easy to get degrees. I would say, even coming from SRCC, I know that it has become relatively a hell lot easier to get into the college. Even IITs, it must be the same, thanks to quotas or maybe just CBSE just granting marks. The different boards just granting marks, right? Or maybe the type of entrance exams become easier. So what to do now? Now everyone is getting marks. So how to filter the good from the worst, right? So something should come into play. So I believe that's where soft skills play their role. If I am a recruiter and I get two resumes and they both are from the same college, but I have place for one, whom would I choose? Obviously, the one person who would be more presentable, who would be more effective, who would be a better effective communicator, and who would actually seem to be useful, right? Seem to be more useful to the company as an asset. And obviously, every single employee, every single representative is a brand ambassador for the organization that person is gonna work for. So obviously, every recruiter would think that the person I'm hiring is a future brand ambassador. So obviously, I should focus on someone who can actually present my company well, right? So obviously, that's where soft skills come and play their role. And people now don't have time. They don't have time to spend or put their efforts onto one person and train them from start. Obviously, they look for people who are like more trained in relative areas, right? And who are quick learners, or maybe who are team workers. Like not everyone can play in a team. So obviously, the group discussions are to judge that. So these are so many things that they just aim for people who will make the workplace better. So that's why soft skills are very, very important. And no matter what, English is too. Because since we are getting into this corporate culture, globalization, MNCs are coming into play. They are paying well, but they are not from here, right? They're across some other country who don't know what Hindi is or what Telugu Tamil is. So definitely you need to work on your English too. So there's so many things that you can do. And obviously if you won't even have guts to come forward and speak, that's like public speaking skills or something like that. So you need to develop all those skills. And these skills can be learned. That's the best part about them. It's not something that you're born with. Of course, that comes as an asset if you are confident since your birth. But then these are some things that you can learn too. So it's just to practice and learn, practice and learn because they are very important.
Yeah, completely agree. Soft skills acts as a competitive advantage in today's culture, and one can definitely master it by practicing and by trying properly.
And like,
So, how do you choose on which topic to write your next post on? Like many new content creators find this problem very frequently.
well, I have a diary. So usually it's not like I sit and then brainstorm ideas. No, it's like I'm having lunch and I just got an idea into my head and then I just go and write into my diary. And that becomes the topic of my next post. Sometimes I just get an idea and I write it in 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes, it's posted. So it's not something that you can manufacture. It comes to you organically. So I would just say don't take stress. Don't, have this heavy mind that no, you have to look for topics. No, they'll just come to you organically. So don't worry.
Yeah,
And if you
personally, I
don't find something to post, just don't. It's okay. No one is like gonna, find a penalty. So it's okay. Don't post.
Yeah, personally, I have also observed that whenever we are more relaxed and not focusing on new content topics, then only we get to know about
Exactly.
some of the best topics, some of the best thoughts.
Absolutely.
Can you tell some resources which were helpful to you in your content creation journey?
Oh yeah, they can be. See, if you are working on videos, of course you can try in Short app. I personally like in Short app. It's very cool. If you are making carousels as in PDFs or presentations, you can work on Canva. Canva is a very good tool. I mean, it has like everything you need to post. Then, if you are again shooting videos, so there comes another other tools too, like the script and stuff, and or Vid.io, which actually help you edit and put subtitles and stuff like that. So these are the things that actually help me, or maybe right. If I usually just write the long text or short text format, it doesn't need any tool. But yes, since I'm diving into other things, yes, of course, if you want to go live, for example, on YouTube or LinkedIn, StreamYard is my personal favorite. It's superb. So yeah, these would be the platforms I use, not nothing else. Like right now.
Yeah, these tools would be really helpful to a lot of the people. Any last message that you would like to give to all our viewers who wanted to get into content creation field?
Okay, I'll just say don't force yourself. I mean, really, if you really think that's something you can do, you're good at, only then go for it. Just don't. dive into it for the sake of followers or the sake of publicity or for the sake of fame. No, don't. If you think you are actually capable and you can do, then only go for it, because there's so many people who troll and who say negative comments, who criticize. So there are people, definitely you'll get followers, but then there's so many people who would criticize you too. So you need to have a big heart and have confidence in your work, that no, it's okay if I'm criticized today, they'll be shut down the next day, because I know my work, my content would be worth it. So make sure your content is really capable to make it big in the world. Otherwise, don't. Everything is not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I know being a doctor was not my cup of tea, right? So just take it as another profession. Not everyone can do it. Don't force yourself. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, completely agree. A lot of people fall into the FOMO trap and they start doing it only because
Exactly.
they see other people are doing it. And one really needs to play on their strengths, but not just by following other people and blindly doing something.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sanskriti, for taking out time to share your experience. It would be really helpful to a lot of the students. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for having me again.